Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be performing a quick watercolor swatch of my colors of my palette. On this watercolor sheet, I drew some wonky lines of my palette itself because I want to try and make the placement the same as I have on my palette itself. It's a 32 well palette, but I'm only going to be using the colors that you see here, which are mine. I have some water off to the side. I have a small kind of a Chinese calligraphy brush, and I have some tissue paper versus cloth because I want to be able to remove a lot of the water quickly, and I want to be able to clean between each. These are fresh colors. I just set this palette up not too long ago, so I'm trying to keep the colors as fresh as possible so that I can get the best results. I just want color blocks. I'm not looking for fading. I'm not going to be worried about doing color mixtures. I just want to get like as pure a color as I can into these squares. Just going to quickly just wash this over. This one is alizarin crimson. Clean off my brush. Take out some of the water. The next one that I'm going to be using is cadmium red. Get some of that on my brush. Yeah, that's what I want. I want nice, fresh, vibrant colors for these color blocks. I'll probably write on the top what the colors are. So there's my alizarin crimson. The next color is actually burnt sienna. So let's take a little bit of this. Some burnt sienna. Nice, fresh, more or less pure pigment. Let's go even a little deeper. Yeah, there you go. Smidget more water. Colors are starting to dry up already. Okay. See what's going on here. Okay, there we go. Not worried about going out of lines a little bit. There you go. It's my burnt sienna. Now we're going to work with some blues. First color up is some cerulean. Just going to dip into the cerulean. Some nice color. I want some nice, fresh, thick color. Excuse my dog. I make no excuses for her. She's a beautiful puppy. She's just learning to control herself. Right now she lacks that, and that's fine. So then the next color I'm going to be using is ultramarine. They call it French ultramarine blue. Dip in here and get some of that fresh color. Just nice color. Ooh, look at that color. It's beautiful blue. There. So now I have French ultramarine. And the next one is a Daniel Smith's phthalo blue. Make sure I get all those color off. Grab a little bit of this. Oh, this is nice and fresh. And this is French ultramarine blue. Ooh, look how strong that is. Must be another dog walking outside. She could sense and smell those things. The teacher had to paint one day. Maybe she'll stop barking. So now that takes care of this side. So now for over here, I'm going to be using these three wells for my tints and my Payne's Gray. I have two tints. I have a Winsor Newton neutral tint, and I also have a Daniel Smith. This first one is Daniel Smith. Neutral tint. See? Nice and dark. Neutral color. There. The next one is Payne's Gray. I put the Payne's Gray purposely in the middle of both. This is my Payne's Gray. Another nice dark color. You can still see the gray washing up on it. And then last but not least on this row is the other neutral tint. Get some fresh. I want it nice and thick. For these blocks, I really want the colors to be really thick, really fresh for a reason, my reason. So that's why I'm not letting them fade out or be very, very light or washy. They'll dry themselves to whatever they're going to be. Watercolors always dry lighter than when you first applied them. Okay. So now I want to just get some fresher water. Keep lots of water around. Lots of cups around. Okay, so now I'm going to work from here up with my yellows. The first yellow is lemon. Oh, look at that lemon. It's very nice. I love lemon yellow. Such a nice fresh color. The next one is cadmium yellow. So let's just put some of this. A little too much water here. Just going to try to take some of the water out. Still pulling my color. Okay. The next one is yellow ochre. Get some of this pure pigment. Pull this down. The next one is the Verona. No, I'm sorry. It's Arulian. It's Arulian. The next one is my Arulian yellow. It's a very transparent colors. Nice color. Now we go to the Verona Gold Ochre. This is the Verona Gold. Pardon me, it's just a little too wet for me. There you go. And quinacridone Gold Ochre. And this is my color swatch. There you have it. And now what I'll do is I'll probably go around and write with one of my fine ladder pens the names of the colors. And then I'll let this dry completely, probably scan it, reduce a copy down for myself, keep it near my palette, although I already know what they are, but just for the sake of argument. And that's my color palette. This is my palette. This is my color swatch. Maybe later on what I'll do is get another piece of paper or some of my postcards, and I'll do some lighter versions of each of these so I can see what they look like at a wash, and then I'll mix the two colors together that are right across from each other, just to see what I get. And then maybe I'll do it diagonally from each other so I could see what I get. And then I'll do one color and then allow for so many mixtures of its component to see what colors I can get on a card. So that's basically what I have here. Just give me 1 second. This is like my little palette, but see if I could find. Okay. See, this is what I like to do. I like to take the colors, like here's lemon yellow, and this is lemon yellow with composed blue. This is lemon yellow with ultramarine deep. This is lemon yellow with Prussian blue, and this is all Holbein colors. And then what I was saying a moment ago is I'll take some alizarin crimson, this color, and this happens to be indanthrene blue, but it could be any of these blues in this example. And what I'll do is I'll wash a little bit of the blue here, and then I'll make a longer strip of just the alizarin crimson. All of these mixtures are just these two colors. But how I do it is I take the natural alizarin, make a pool in my palette of that color, a nice size pool, like maybe about that big. And then I'll take one swipe, like literally go to the blue and take one swipe and mix that in to that red, to that alizarin crimson, and then I'll make that stroke. Then I'll wipe off my brush, dip it in the water, clean it off, wipe it completely, take like just a smidget of water, just enough to make another swipe, and then mix that into that pool. So now there's two swipes of blue to alizarin crimson to get this color. And then this will be 3 swipes, 4 swipes, 5 swipes, 6 swipes, 7 swipes. And I'll do that because now that'll give me an idea is if I wanted to get this tone, I know that I need alizarin crimson with this indanthrene blue, and I need to swipe it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times to at least come close to that. And I do that with alizarin crimson and cerulean blue, alizarin crimson and Payne's gray, alizarin crimson and phthalo blue. And I get a lot of different mixtures from that. And it kind of gives me an idea as if I wanted to go dark with the Payne's gray and to get to this level of darkness, I need at least one good swipe of alizarin crimson and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 good swipes of the Payne's gray or more to make it even deeper. So that's why I do these. And I do these with burnt sienna and phthalo, and then I'll do it with burnt sienna and Payne's gray. And then I like to do stuff like this, where I just mix colors just to see how I can get varying different darks. So there's a lot of ways you can make your colors aside from just a simple color swatch to just see what the colors look like wet. This is thick wet. I can do this experiment again with thin wet, where I add more water to paint ratio just to see what happens, or even use this area right here and grade the wash from a natural red to more watered down to a lot of water just to see how it fades itself back. But I didn't do it on this because I would want to do several different compositions because it would require a lot of mixture, and I don't want to just do one thing. I want to do a combination of things. So I'll probably make more of these palette swatches just so I can mimic a palette and kind of play with that. So it's just something that I do. I just play with things. So now I'm just going to take a fine liner, write alizarin crimson, and of course up here somewhere I'll put the different brands, because I think from here to here is all Winsor Newton. Then you have Daniel Smith. This is Daniel Smith. These are both Winsor Newtons. This is Daniel Smith, Daniel Smith, Daniel Smith, Winsor Newton, like that. So that's all I have. Just wanted to share that with you, just to keep you on things that I do versus just painting, which I find are invaluable and important and helpful. And this is just another way of going about it. There's plenty of things out there. This is just my way. Have at it with your colors. I think everybody should get familiar with their colors. It's important that you know what your colors are capable of, what they look like, because they don't quite look the same squeezed out as they do on paper. And even the different papers that you work on, you could do tests on all of the different papers that you work on just to see what the reaction would look like. Because a hot press is going to give you a slightly different lay down than a rough or even a cold press. So if you happen to work with all of them, then you have some scraps. Then I would do color swatches on hot press with these colors, on cold press with these colors, on rough with these colors, just to see what they actually look like. So when you're going to do your jobs and you know what your mixtures are going to do, then there you have it. So that's all I have. Have fun. No matter what you do, you should always try to at least allow yourself to have fun. It shouldn't be stressful. So if it becomes stressful, then find a way to turn it into some kind of fun, Again, that's all I have. I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.